Hey yo friends, super welcome to this video guys. My name is Limbratsky and today we're checking out one of the most craziest, action-packed, gorgeous looking top-down shooters that's on the market. This game has a few years on its neck, but it's still one of the best. And I'm gonna explain exactly why I think this, so let's do it. Now, when I first heard about this game, I thought to myself, Hotline Miami meets Max Payne with some John Woo vibes? Well, freaking sign me up. And I have to say, for the most part, the Hong Kong Massacre, it all delivers on that. You play as a former police detective who's gone on with a bit of a killing spree, following the murder of his partner, with Triad members firmly in your sights. The story is told through a police interrogation that recounts your actions of the previous few days, with some ambiguous cutscenes in between, adding a bit of a cinematic flair to the proceedings. But it's all a run-of-the-mill stuff as far as revenge tales are concerned. But it is enough to keep you a little bit invested into the narrative. The gameplay, however, this is where the Hong Kong Massacre really shines. It feels like Hotline Miami from the get-go, with top-down, room-clearing, guns-blazing action that takes no prisoners. Each level takes place in a top-down environment where you progress by taking out all of your enemies. You can sneak around, blast through doors, use the environment for cover and pick off foes one by one. It is a very simple formula, but it's certainly an effective one as far as fast-paced action is concerned. And to add even more to that fun, the particle effects and the destroyable environments are so gorgeously made that it's candy for your eyes. It is like the game is just feeding you candy after candy to your eyes because it is so well done and it is spectacular to look at. I absolutely love the graphics in this game. One thing that makes the game feel challenging is that it only takes one bullet for you to die. But fear not, because you have a couple of tricks up your sleeve, like being able to dive around the area to evade enemy attacks and also temporarily slow down time to dodge bullets or pick off some unsuspecting foes. This Max Payne and John Woo inspired mechanic works really well and adds a really excitingly stylish flair to the action. And when it comes to the gameplay loop, it is satisfying throughout, and learning the layout of each level and the best plan of action to complete them, it is actually quite enjoyable. There's definitely an element of strategy in place in this game, where you'll find most of your success by having a plan or maybe a bit of luck. You will also get graded on your performance in a level and the actions you complete during it, encouraging you to replay levels to earn additional stars. And those stars, my friends, you use them to upgrade your weapons. So the more challenges you complete, the more stars you get, the more you can upgrade your weapons. Get it? Pretty simple, huh? Now, while I've been singing on the game's praises so far, there are a few flaws that stood out. For one, your enemies rarely miss, which can be frustrating when you're on the cusp of completing a level only to find yourself taken down by a ridiculously accurate enemy. And I know that a lot of other critics have complained about the controls feeling a bit fiddly, but I highly disagree on that. The controls works just as intended, and it's up to you how good you are at aiming. That's not the game's mission to make you better at aiming. You have to practice on that yourself, so I'm sorry other critics. Another thing that threw me off a couple of times though is when you stand behind a car, for example. You think to yourself, now I'm taking cover, no one can hit me. But no, half your body is still showing, making you an easy target. But that is more or less impossible to spot when you're in a top-down perspective. There's no other way of learning the cover mechanics in this game than by trial and error, and that feels really unfair. Overall, my friends, the Hong Kong Massacre is a fun and exciting game that'll keep you on the edge of your seat, with gorgeous graphics feeding candy to your eyes. The Hotline Miami inspired gameplay and Max Payne inspired time slowing mechanics are a freaking blast to play. And the game story, it is engaging enough to keep you, invested throughout the game. But just be prepared for some frustratingly accurate enemies and not knowing when you're behind cover or not. Guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. You are freaking amazing. And if you want to see more awesome shooter games, well, don't miss these awesome videos.